All right, we're going to do a walk around and kind of feature explanation on new GiANT G2700 HD we have in stock. This one's actually sold, but this is a pretty well optioned machine, so I wanted to do basically an explainer and point out pretty much everything that GiANT can do for you and add to your business. So the 2700 is a 50 horse Kubota engine, roughly 6,200 pounds, and you've got 117 inch lift height, so that's almost 10 feet, 9 2/3 of a foot basically. Standard, you get 13.5 gallons per minute of hydraulic flow. This particular machine though, like I said, well optioned. This one has high flow. Now high flow on this is still going to be less than on like a 100 horse skid steer or something like that. You're about 21 gallons per minute on the high flow circuits. And really nice with these, especially since this one's equipped with road lights, you got about a 19 mile an hour top speed. So if you're in an area that gets lots of snow, this particular machine will be really well set up for doing snow removal. It's got front lights, it's got rear lights, it's got amber strobes, and then it's got work lights as well. So if you're doing nighttime snow cleanup, this machine's also optioned with the hitch, multi-function hitch. So you got pin and ball, 2-inch ball, and you got easy access here to that Kubota engine. Easy to maintenance, opens up wide. This machine also has boom suspension, so if you're familiar with ride control on a skid steer, basically your boom acts as a shock absorber, using the load in the bucket to soak up bumps as you go. This is also an enclosed cab machine. Now heat only on the G2700 currently. We expect to have an air conditioning option sometime in the next year or so, but at the moment it is heat only. Again though, that's good for those snow areas. We'll walk through some features in here. All right, inside the cab of the G2700, you got great visibility. I mean, these things are wide open. You've got speakers, obviously vents. We said heat only. Nice little screen, shows fuel, shows temperature, and then that screen here can show quite a few different things depending on what you have selected to go up there. You've got all your light switches here. You got windshield wiper, lights there. See the boom light just came on there. Turn those back off. You got a radio, and then you got your high flow controls and everything back there, as well as heat controls here, blower controls. Go ahead and start the machine up. Now, something that this machine is optioned with that is an option on pretty much all GiANTs is you have pro inching. So with pro inching, you can press this left pedal here, which is essentially a brake or a clutch. Turn this up while still depressing the pedal on the left. And I don't know if you can hear that, but the engine RPM goes up. You can see it on the screen. So then you let off that pedal, and then your right pedal becomes just a ground speed control with the engine speed staying up. So normally without that, this is both ground speed and engine speed is tied together. Again, I don't know, because this is an enclosed cab, if you can hear the engine going up and down or not, but we're gonna put that back on. We're gonna drop the park brake over here. Bucket controls and everything are over here. And of course, the nice thing about the GiANTs, the reason they're so popular and really all articulated wheel loaders, is because you have very, very little ground disturbance. So you're not going to tear up turf turning with these. And they'll go pretty much anywhere you ask them to, because you do have true four-wheel drive. coming off the curb here onto the main parking lot. You have articulation and oscillation on all GiANT machines, meaning not only do your front half and back half respond independently, left to right, but also up and down. This machine also has 2-speed, so with this button here, if I press that, we go from high speed to low speed on the screen. Leave it high for now. Climbing out and taking a look at the lights on this. You've got your front road lights, work lights on the top of the cab, work light on the boom, as well as the strobes. And then work light and strobes on the rear as well as rear road lights. Also optioned with hydraulic attachment pins. And the GSP tires that are on this machine are some of my favorite tires that GiANT options. They've got a nice squared off stable profile, and they also stick out a little wider for added stability. They're also really strong, really thick tires. One last thing for the guys in snow country. You do have a 14-pin connector on the front of the boom, so if you need to run a snow blower that has, you know, an angle chute, you control that from inside the cab via that 14-pin connector there. Another thing I didn't mention while I was in the cab, but I should have, you do have an air ride seat on this machine, so really, really comfortable. One more nice thing from inside the cab, opening and closing a grapple, everything is controlled from your joystick. So you really can just keep one hand here, one hand on the steering wheel, never have to take them off. And you got good visibility again. I'll do one more 360 walk around. If you got any questions, obviously give us a call, Harco Equipment. We got 3 locations all around Atlanta. 770-867-9496. Harco Equipment, Winder, Georgia.